I'm gonna make a video tomorrow actually showing the steps of how I learned how to do it, but learning to do a backflip is like one of my favorite things I've done recently. And not only for my own sense of like, there's been times where I just feel so energetic. I'm like, I bet I could do a backflip. And then you have that thing in your head, you're like, is it safe? Should I really do it? Am I gonna hurt myself? Like, it's such an annoying thing that like the freedom from it, you're like, I can just do that. Like, I can just do a backflip. It's really cool. And like, it's kind of like helping you overpower that voice and bring yourself more into the moment. And one thing I've noticed is sometimes when the first time I did backflip, I had to like bring myself up to the energy of like really pumping myself up. I'm like, I can do a backflip right now, and I just did it. But similar, like, I don't know if it's just 'cause I'm still new to it, but like I can now do a backflip, and by doing one, I kind of put myself back up into that really hyped up energy. So it's like there's a certain energy required to do the backflip, and you can either like do the backflip once you get to the energy, or you can force yourself to the energy by doing the backflip. Plus, I love just like, I've scheduled it and I've done it, so I've shown the backflip off to like each person, each one of my friends and my family members individually, kind of. And I just love getting the reaction, because it's like a whole different way they see you. Like, you can do a backflip? Like, that's so cool. And a lot of people, it's like, when you get to family gatherings, you're comparing like, oh, what did you do? What's new with you? What's this? What's that? And then you show off that you can do a backflip. You're like, hey man, I couldn't do that a month ago, but I can do it now. What have you done? It's kind of like a cool thing to have like that. And just, I don't know, it's like learning juggling or solving a Rubik's Cube. It's just something that's challenging, and once you learn how to do it, it like puts you in this own other club in people's minds. And not only just doing it for how it changes the perceptions of others, but also doing it because it's like overcoming a challenge. And when you hold something on a pedestal, or when you hold something like the ability to do a backflip, you're like, oh, that's so cool, I wish I could do it. And you elevate like being able to do it to a certain level in your mind. And then when you actually achieve that level and you do the backflip, you're like, oh, I'm now in that group of people that I thought were really cool and admired for a long time, but never actually thought I'd be a part of. Isn't this awesome? Like, it's really fun. And I have a whole progression of like clips on my phone showing backflips at different stages and like learning the process. But it's so rewarding seeing the look on people's faces for the first time when you hit backflip perfectly in front of them. And it's something I wish for all people to have. So I mean, watch tomorrow's video, try to learn how to do a backflip. And the thing is, like, unless you're really out of shape, you can do a backflip. Like, if you're in your 20s and 30s and like decently like fit, you can do a backflip. And the thing is, when you tell this to people, they're like, no man, that's not true. But like, part of them thinks, could I do a backflip? No, I can't do a backflip. And it's not necessarily even like the fact that they can't do a backflip, is the fact that they think they can't do a backflip, even though they think they maybe could have, but they're not going to try it because their doubt in themselves is outweighing the actual belief. And some people realize this when they see you do a backflip and you tell them, yeah man, you could do it too. And you can see this kind of like going through their head, and it's interesting to notice. And I mean, some of them I've coached up to actually doing a backflip, and when they do it, they're like, oh my god, that was awesome. Like, yeah, welcome to the club. So yeah, give it a try. Peace out.